All right, everyone, we're going to go ahead and we're going to make a picture frame today. So we're going to make the picture frame on Onshape. It's going to look a lot cleaner than using a piece of paper and a pencil. And we're going to go ahead and add some notes on this as well. The order of operations, and this will be available, is that we're going to follow is listed right here. So that'll all be available for you as well with this video. So here we go. I'm going to start off at onshape.com. I'm going to go ahead and create a new document. And it's a picture frame, so I'm going to say Mattia pick frame. So you're going to put your first name. Don't put Mattia. You put your first name. So as always, I like to go to the front plane in the upper right-hand corner, and that'll square it up. And I like to move these lines or hide them just so they don't get caught up in the way of us drawing. So you go to the eyeball next to top, right, and origin. And now we have the front plane ready to go. We're going to go ahead and draw. So the first thing we're going to do is make a sketch. My sketch plane is this front plane. Grab my rectangle tool. We're making the back block. The first thing we'll do when we go and create this out of wood is we're going to go and create the back block. Now I see that I'm in millimeters right now, so I'm going to go up to where it says Onshape, and there's 3 lines there, and I can change workspace units to go ahead and make this inches instead of millimeters. So please change that to inches instead of millimeters. I'll open up Sketch 1 again, and we're going to go ahead to my dimension tool. Now, what size are you going to make this? I'm going to keep this as a straightforward picture frame, but you guys can do whatever you want. What size will it be? It's kind of up to you. I'm going to make it 7 by 5. So 7, enter that dimension, and then 1 click, 5, enter, and then I have a picture frame at 7 inches by 5 inches. Now I need to add my depth, and just knowing the wood, it's about 3/4 of an inch deep. So when I go to extrude, and I'm going to make a new one because there's not one here currently, 0.75 is my inches, is my 3/4 of an inch, is my depth. All right, there's my picture frame back block. So we'll make that out of wood first. We have this back block, and then we got to put those framing sticks on where we're going to work on cutting 45-degree miters and nail those on, hammer and nail those on. So let's go ahead and add our framing sticks now. I make a sketch. My sketch plane is this surface here. And I'm going to grab my line tool, and I'll start off in the corner, and I'm just going to drag that out, boom. And then I'm going to come across, boom, and then across here. And then I'll go all the way back across there. Good. And then I'll do that again, this one from this point down here. And you know how it is. We draw first. So after we draw, we can then go ahead and dimension. But we'll draw first. There we go. And I'll come across here to there. And that looks pretty good. Now we go to dimension. So I'll dimension, and I'll say 1 click here to 1 click here. Now this is 7 by 5, and my picture is a 4 by 6. That's what I'm planning on doing. So if this is 6 inches long, the picture, and this is already 7 inches long, if I make this 1 inch, this piece here, if that's 1 inch, so 1 inch plus 1 inch is 2. 2 minus 7 is 5. So the picture is 6 inches long. 5 inches is my viewing space. That would work out. So I'm going to make this framing stick 1 inch. You have to consider that, what size it will be. Now this is angled here, so it's going to give me a degree. I'm going to go ahead and make it 0. Whoops, I'm going to undo that. Let me undo this one here. Undo. Try that again. Dimension 1 to here. Yeah, we're going to go 1 inch. And we'll do this one. We'll do that one last. The other one there last. 1 inch. Okay, and then we got to finish this one off. So you can tell that this is not properly set up right now. So I'm going to go dimension from here to here, and that's 2 degrees. I'll make that 0 degrees. That should square me up. And then I can go ahead and say that this will be 1 inch. It did turn red, so now I'm going to go back and delete my 0 degree, and we are good to go. Now, to go ahead and extrude this, if I make them all the same depth, it's going to just be one continuous area around. And I want just for viewing purposes, I want to see each space a little more clearly. So I'm going to go ahead and extrude 2 of them at a time. I'm going to do the top and the bottom at the same time. Watch this. 1 click here and 1 click here. Those 2 are the pieces I'm going to extrude now. Go to extrude. And I'm going to make that, let's say I'm going to make it 0.25 inches, so 1/4 of an inch deep. It's an add. and check mark. There you go. Now I need to go back to sketch 2, and I'm going to do this side now and this side. So I did 0.25 for the other one. I'm going to go ahead and extrude these at 0.24 just for viewing purposes. They're all going to be the same height. We'll cut those on the saw. You guys will be with me when we do this. So I'll put 0.24, check mark, boom. Okay, so there we go. We have our picture frame. It looks pretty good. All right, looks pretty good. Cool. Now we go down to the bottom left. Plus sign, create a drawing. I want to create a drawing of this, ANSI B inches. Make sure you go to the templates, and we're going to use ANSI B inches. And okay. It's coming. There's my part. Go ahead and click on that. And I want the front view. It's on a scale 1 to 2. That looks fine. 1 to 2 will work. So I'm at C3. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my top piece. It's already on, so I can go ahead and add that there. And I want to add a left side as well. So go to Insert View, and we're going to add the left side. You can pause the video and go ahead and slow it down if you need to. I'm also going to add the isometric view up and way up in the right-hand corner. Now, one thing we need to add here is a section view. The section view will show us this raised area. We want to have that dimension of how thick these framing sticks are. So if I go to section view here, and I'm going to go ahead and I'll get a horizontal. It's on vertical right now. I'll go to horizontal, and I'll click here and drag it down. It will show that this is raised up here, and the picture will be laying on that inside area. Cool. Now I can go ahead and dimension, and I can start by dimensioning this side here. Cool, 5 inches. This should be 3/4. It's got the top on it as well. That's why it's 1 inch, because there's a 1/4 inch on the frame plus the 3/4 backing. I'll show you that in a minute though. And this side is going to be 7 inches. Great. And that will be the same. And I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on this now. Now this is where it will tell us that this is a 1/4 inch. Very good. And then if we go from the bottom to here, this is the back piece. It's 3/4 inch. I hope that makes sense. The initial backwood is this piece right here. And then this is framing sticks of a 1/4 inch up on top. That's what it's telling me. Cool. This is looking pretty good. I want you to go ahead and label it. This is the orthographic view. This is the isometric view. So click here. I'm going to drag this out a little bit and type isometric view. I think I spelled that wrong. Isometric view, check mark. Awesome. This is going to be the front view. And you would do this on paper if we were going that way, but this comes out much nicer, much cleaner. Top view, this is the left view. And down here we have section view. If you took a saw and you cut this and looked from that way, that direction as the arrows are pointing, from A to A, section AA, there we go, we see our section view. This looks great. And then we're going to go ahead and add some notes. I'm going to put the notes right down here, as you'll see on the plan that I have attached. And you can add all the notes as needed. Framing sticks are 1/4 inch thick, and they'll be as wide as they need to be and as long as wide and deep as they need to be. They're also, for this one, 1 inch wide is what we decided, 1 inch wide. I do want to add a couple more dimensions here. I'll zoom right in here. So if I click one time here and one time here, that should give me a 45-degree angle. So I want that 45. There you go. Make sure I can read it. 45-degree angle, and then this should be 1 inch. Beautiful. And this also should be 1 inch. Beautiful. So we know the framing sticks are 1 inch. We know that they're a 1/4 inch thick, and the length will be 7 to the outside, and then we'll have to cut that down. And we have a 45-degree cut, so 2 45s make that 90-degree cut. So, and you can see all the other instructions as I've given you. We also want to come down here to the right-hand side, and you'll write your name on there. Pick frame, class section, 7-1, 7-2, whatever it is, and then hit the check mark, and that's good to go. Now my plan is already made. I know what I'm going with. I can right-click on drawing one. I can export this, and then I can attach that to Google Classroom. I just downloaded it, and now I can go to Add File, and that's my plan for this build that I'm going to go ahead and build. All right, any questions? You got me to help you out? Away we go.